Have you ever wished you could combine your earbuds and your smartphone into one? Well, now you can. Kinda. What's up, internet? I'm Brian McDuff, aka BMac, and welcome to another video. So yes, indeed, today we are gonna be taking a look at these bad boys right here, the JBL Tour Pro 3 earbuds. As you could probably tell, earbuds these days are no longer just your ordinary pair of earbuds, and this video is gonna explain why. So let's get right into it here, talking about these new flagship JBL earbuds, starting things out with the design of the JBL Tour Pro 3s, and how these babies are looking on the outside and on the inside. The JBL Tour Pro 3 earbuds are gonna be your typical stem style earbuds, although with a stem that's perhaps just a little bit shorter than the stem size you're probably used to in stem style earbuds. I do think they have a solid build quality and a rather unique design that allows them to fit snugly in your ears without much guesswork. The Tour Pro 3s do come in two different color finishes, those finishes either being a black or a beige latte color, with the earbuds coming with 5 different ear tips to choose from, plus an additional pair of foam tip ear tips. You're also getting 3 different cables included. These cables are not being used only for recharging the charging case itself, but also for actually being able to connect the charging case to pretty much any aux or USB source, allowing you to use the Tour Pro 3 charging case as a transmitter to the earbuds. So in other words, if you wanted to be able to connect to a TV, gym, or playing entertainment systems, or if you wanted to be able to whip out that old Walkman and listen to your cassette collection, you can do that with these babies just by connecting the audio source to the charging case with one of those cables. Now within each earbud, you are getting a dual driver setup, which means a balanced armature driver for the high end of the frequency spectrum, enhancing clarity and detail, backed with a 10mm dynamic driver for clean and impactful bass and crisp vocals. All of this complete with an IP55 dust and water resistance rating, allowing you to use these earbuds in confidence wherever your day takes you. But now we have to get into some of the control options here, since you do have controls on the earbuds themselves, but also on the charging case itself. Starting things out with the earbuds themselves, you do have single, double, and triple tap bass controls, plus a 2-second hold control option on both earbuds. Built right into the front of the smart charging case of the JBL Tour Pro 3's earbuds is gonna be a touch display menu that almost operates as like a little mini operating system. And it's this touch display menu that's allowing you to pretty much take full control over the earbuds without ever even having to take out your smartphone. Now, I don't have the time, and I'm pretty sure none of you want to hear a rattling off of all the different features and settings you could set from this touch display menu. There are a lot, but if we're being honest, I still think sometimes it's just quicker and easier to take out your smartphone, hop into the JBL companion app, make your setting changes there. Don't get me wrong, it's awesome to have this display experience and be able to change different settings and features right on this, but it's still sometimes just easier and quicker to use this thing. But let's talk about some of the connectivity features that you're getting with the JBL Tour Pro 3 earbuds, because there are some features you're probably gonna be pretty happy with here. For tech specs, the JBL Tour Pro 3s do offer Bluetooth 5.3 support for solid Bluetooth range and signal strength, with support for the SBC, AAC, and LDAC audio codecs. For those of you who know me, you already saw this coming. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of seeing that LDAC audio codec supported here. I'm just a firm believer in every pair of earbuds having at least one high-resolution Bluetooth audio codec supported, and of course we do get that here with the JBL Tour Pro 3s. And you do also get on-earbud spatial audio support with head tracking, and in my testing, it's actually not too bad. You are also getting multi-point connectivity on these earbuds, allowing you to connect to up to 2 different devices at once. Perfect for you multitaskers out there. You do also get in-ear detection with autoplay and auto pause. And if you're wondering about any kind of latency here that you could expect on these earbuds, in my testing, I was noticing around 175 milliseconds or so latency when streaming LDAC and selecting audio mode from within the JBL companion app on my Pixel 9 Pro. And even when selecting the video mode, which the JBL companion app suggests should lower latency a little bit, I'll be honest and say that I didn't see much of a difference, if at all. Latency still seemed to be at around 150 milliseconds. You do also have the ability of finding your Tour Pro 3 earbuds with the pinging feature built into the Find My Buds feature in the JBL companion app. There doesn't seem to be any kind of way to do this for the charging case itself, unfortunately, which I guess in and of itself is a drawback, since if you actually put the earbuds away into their charging case like you were supposed to, and then misplace your charging case, you won't be able to ping the buds or the case itself. So kind of an issue there. But the Tour Pro 3s do have the Android Find My Device feature here, which is going to allow you to see them on a map if you ever lose them and you connect them to one of your Android devices. That's not going to help you if you're on iOS, but if you're an Android user, you do have that Find My Device compatibility, which is nice to see. But now let's talk about one of the most highly anticipated features of the JBL Tour Pro 3s, that of course being sound quality, and how I could expect these buds to actually sound when you're listening to them. On paper, the JBL Tour Pro 3s are capable of a frequency response from 20 Hertz all the way to 40 kilohertz. And that tech spec does seem to translate pretty well into the overall listening experience because, point blank, these things sound pretty darn great. Right out of the box, you do get 6 different EQ presets to choose from. You get studio, bass, club, extreme bass, vocal, or jazz, with the ability to also use an advanced 10-band audio equalizer within the JBL companion app, but I actually found myself to be pretty happy with the club EQ preset. When using the foam ear tips and when using the LDAC audio codec, that club EQ preset sounded pretty darn good. It got loud enough with a nice little touch of emphasis on the bass section, but also with a little bit of emphasis on the high end for detail and clarity, while at the same time also ensuring a separation of instruments. Sounded pretty darn good. And I do have to mention here that you do also have the ability of fine-tuning and tweaking the EQ balance of the JBL Tour Pro 3s for your own ears and hearing capabilities by disabling the LDAC audio codec, which will then unlock some of those features once you do so. For example, that will then allow you to utilize the low volume EQ boost, which is going to boost the highs and the lows to maintain a high fidelity listening experience even when you're listening at lower volumes. And you'll also get leakage compensation, which is basically an adaptive EQ setting that's automatically going to adjust the EQ settings based on how the buds are fitting in your own ears. Or, perhaps the biggest one of all, you could take advantage of the built-in feature Personify. You get it? Personify, such an awesome name. Personify, which similar to other earbuds that we recently reviewed, basically allows you to take a hearing test right from the JBL Tour Pro 3s and the companion app on either iOS or Android. That's gonna allow you to boost certain frequencies that you might not be able to hear as well. What you're left with is a quick, easy, and intuitive way to personalize your sound without having to be an EQ expert or any kind of audio engineer. Bottom line, one of the best sounding pair of earbuds that I've heard probably in the last 12 months or so. So you gotta give kudos to JBL for absolutely nailing it here on sound quality. But part of this probably has to do with the active noise cancellation performance of these buds, because the ANC is also really solid. I will say that the greater majority of pretty much all ambient noise around me was canceled out with the JBL Tour Pro 3 ANC, giving you a really nice quiet blank slate on which you could listen to your music. Of course, on the flip side of ANC is going to be transparency mode, or what JBL likes to call talk-through mode. And talk-through mode on these earbuds worked, and it worked pretty well. It wasn't the most transparent of transparency modes that I've tested on earbuds. It still sounds a little digitally recreated and still muffs out some of your own voice. So it's not fully transparent, but it gets the job done, and you're still able to clearly hear everything that's going on around you. You do also get a smart talk feature, whereby the Tour Pro 3s could detect when you start talking out loud, and will then automatically temporarily bypass ANC if you have it turned on. Sometimes earbuds are way too sensitive with this feature, but I actually found it to perform really well on the JBL Tour Pro 3s. Awesome feature that works very well here. Now, what's contributing to ANC performance and transparency mode or talk-through modes, all of that, is of course the microphone system, and built into the JBL Tour Pro 3s is a 6 microphone system backed with the JBL Crystal AI algorithm. But speaking of the JBL Tour Pro 3 microphone system, if you're wondering what the microphone quality sounds like, this is what the microphone quality of the JBL Tour Pro 3 earbud sounds like with the natural voice setting. This is raw audio recorded directly from the earbuds into my voice memos app. So hopefully this gives you a pretty good idea of what to expect. You are still getting a pretty digital sounding microphone performance with some artifacting, but in general, not too bad. But if you're wondering how long you could actually expect these buds to last for, let's break down the battery life of the JBL Tour Pro 3s. JBL is advertising the Tour Pro 3s as being capable of up to 8 hours of ANC listening time or 11 hours of non-ANC listening time, with 32 hours of total ANC listening time or 44 hours of total non-ANC listening time when including the charging case, effectively giving you 3 additional charges stored in the charging case itself. Complete with a quick charge feature, giving you up to 3 hours of playback on just a quick 10-minute charge of the Tour Pro 3s and their charging case. With the charging case itself being able to be recharged via USB-C or wirelessly. As always, your battery performance is going to vary, and you're likely to see a downtick in battery performance if you're like me and generally listen at a higher volume, and especially if you're listening with the LDAC audio codec. And then of course, don't forget that the more you use the smart charging case and that touch display, the more you're gonna actually drain down the stored charges in the charging case itself, since the charging case is gonna use its own stored charge. But with all this having been said, here are my final thoughts on the JBL Tour Pro 3 earbuds and why they're truly a pair of earbuds you gotta see to believe. If you have a budget that allows for a premium pair of flagship earbuds and you want a pair of earbuds that not only delivers fantastic sound quality, but a whole host of additional features, not only built into the earbuds themselves, but also into the charging case, you're likely gonna end up loving the JBL Tour Pro 3s. I have a hunch that we're gonna start seeing this design and this feature, a smart display built into the charging case itself, and a lot more earbuds in the future. I think it's a really cool way to improve what is otherwise a neglected part of the earbuds package, because typically you just take your earbuds out, you pop them in, and the charging case goes off to the side. That's no longer going to be the case when you have all the controls and features built into it. Definitely be sure to check out the JBL Tour Pro 3s. It's pretty awesome what JBL has done here with all the features on top of fantastic sound quality. And as always, for the latest deals, prices, promos, and information for the JBL Tour Pro 3s, you can of course always head to my affiliate link, bmac.link/tourpro3. Or of course, as always, there's gonna be clickable links in the video description box and in the comment section below, so check those out. How could I BMacify? We're gonna make that a word now. We're gonna BMacify. How can I BMacify this wallpaper here? We're gonna go do it. I will see you guys in my next video.